Yeah. Well, I've been saying for a few years now, because, solicitors are the last bastion when it comes to anti-money laundering and things like that. We are the ones who have to report people if we think there's something dodgy going on. And sometimes the banks can hold back on money on completion day. So I've had an experience where a client was wanting to buy a buy-to-let, and the bank wouldn't release the money. They held on to it. And we were saying, where's this money? Where's this money? We need to complete. We can't tell you that. Because if you tell you what the reason is, it's called tipping off, and the bank can get into trouble if there was something dodgy going on. So they held on to this money for 24 hours. The client was very, very calm about it all, didn't get into a rage, realised that this was the bank, didn't say it's you lot who are to blame. But from learning from that he didn't need to move into the house, it was a buy-to-let. But say that had been a family of 4 people, what would they have done?
Yeah.
And we always send this completion day memo out saying, once we've said to the bank, send the money to the other side solicitors, that's then out of our control. As long as we've sent it to the right account, it should get there. But we can't help if the powers that be intervene. So I sometimes say to people, if you are hiring a van, you may not be able to get that van back by 6 o'clock tonight. You might have to hire it for 2 days, and don't be surprised if sometimes you might have to go into a travel lodge for an evening.
Interesting.
So that would work now, because you could move out of your house, you could come and get it cleaned after you've moved out, say at 11, 12 o'clock. The purchaser could probably move in at 4 or 5 after the cleaning has been done. That doesn't necessarily mean they're going to get the van back that night.
No.
But it could be arranged whereby, if people were careful and organised, that could happen, whereby people could still move in this crisis if the house was sanitised first.
Yeah, sure.
And I don't think that the Law Society or anybody like that have actually had any of that blue sky thinking, because they're not blue sky thinkers. It's us that has to come up with the initiative of what we have to do in these circumstances.
And I suppose it's easy to generalise, isn't it? I suppose everyone's going to have their own individual circumstances, but it's like I say, there's lots of things and lots of areas, not just mortgages, not just legal side, that innovations had to be. It's just interesting to understand what everybody's had to sort of look to do.
Yeah. Well, you only have to look at this business like they've done this vaccine. They said they've more or less invented this vaccine in a timescale that would normally have taken, in 10 years to do it. Well, things have changed in conveyancing over the last 6 weeks as well. We're now actually being told that we can do e-signatures on documentation that we could never do on before. And you think, why has this not happened years ago? And
the banks have done similar. So I rang up a lender, I won't mention names, and basically they were saying, well, actually, we'll do our own electronic verification on our end, so we don't need you to have. So it was interesting, but it's a different conversation. But innovation's being applied, and I suppose that can only be a good thing.
Well, it's a silver lining off the back of a tragedy.
Oh, absolutely.
The fact that here we are now having a meeting through Zoom and what have you. This discussion's happening through Zoom. We'd not have done this if it hadn't been for a pandemic. We wouldn't be able to give this information to people because we'd be in a different set of circumstances where we would never think about doing this. But absolutely. Here we are.
Okay, so really, just to sort of summarise then, if I'm sat at home and watching this video and I'm thinking, okay, I might think,
and then I'm going to watch Homes Under the Hammer after this.
yeah. Well, yeah. I'm not sure I'm the same league as Dion Dublin, mine, but anyway. Much better footballer than I ever was.
Yeah, he was better.
But now, what advice would you be giving to me now if I was thinking about maybe remortgaging or even moving home from a legal perspective?
Well, from a legal perspective, as far as remortgage is concerned, that is easier. You just say to yourself, right, do you know what? what a bit of building work done, want this doing. We've all put up, here's me and my wife and my 2 kids, and we're all using this really small bathroom. I need a bigger bathroom or a utility room downstairs with a loo in it or what have you, so there's not all cramming for the same bathroom. So therefore you work out what your expenditure is, what you think you can afford. And the fact is that the interest rate has plummeted. So Ross will know what the good mortgage deals are there are out there for remortgaging. So think about phoning you and saying, this is our salaries, this is what we've got now, can you better that? And how much money am I going to have out of this once I paid my original mortgage off to be able to build an extension or do some home improvements? And as far as buying and selling, how much is my house worth? You can go on Zoom, you can find on Zoopla, sorry, and Rightmove, see if there's any houses in your area that are the same, and work out what your value approximately would be. So that's, I owe X on my mortgage, this is how my house is worth, so I've got that equity to put forward to my new purchase, and then come to sit to you to see what good deals are out there again, if that's what they want to do.
But like from a legal standpoint, do you think there'd be anything they could be doing to things we mentioned, like lease?
Making sure that they have got all their documents together. If they have had an extension, make sure you've got your planning permission, make sure you've got your building control, new boiler, building control, windows, fencer certificate, cavity wall guarantees if you've had your cavity walls done, if you've got solar panels on your roof and you bought those through with a lease, make sure that you've got the leasehold documentation, because that is always a stickler with purchasers. Solicitors always want to make sure about airspace above your roof and your solar panels.
Yeah.
Anything that you've got, when you've had your electrics done, your rewire, you've got that information, you need that. And if you've had car chargers put in or something, because you've got an electric car, that's information too. Anything that you can think of, you just get it together in a big bundle.
So I think the key message is, if you are thinking about engaging in selling your property, is there anything that could be, any paperwork you've got in relation to any elements, get it ready and get yourself that sort.
Get it ready, yeah.
Okay.
Spend an afternoon when it's raining, probably on bank holiday Friday, and get all your paperwork together so that it's there all in a bundle, and it doesn't matter what kind of order it's in, but it'd be ready for you to give to your solicitor.
Okay. Well, listen.
And come to us at Blain Boland. My son is an absolute, he's a stickler on this. He's really good about getting people organised and making sure they've got all the paperwork.
What I'll do then, Jill, is I will make the Jill's contact details available in the comments below on this video. So if you're watching this video and you want to sort of look to see what Jill's services involve, by all means, if you've got any questions, you can always ask away. So I'll make those available in the comments. But thank you very much, Jill, for joining us.
No problem. Thank you. Thank you.
And as always, stay safe and look after yourself, and I'll be seeing you soon.
Yeah, see you soon. Thank you very much, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.